Hi guys, hi everybody. Today we'll be doing this AMA session with Nimiq. We are waiting for a couple more minutes for people to get in, so hang on tight. We start in 2 minutes.
Thank you, thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Well, while we wait, we can actually kind of go ahead and just do a little chit chat, brief introductions, etc. Could you please introduce yourself to the audience?
For sure. My name is Ricardo, but I am from Costa Rica, actually. So if you notice some Spanish, Latin American accent, that's why. Um, uh, and I'm representing Nimiq today. I am a communication lead at Nimiq, so I manage everything related to communication and marketing, together with a team of people, of course. And my name is, but I go by Discord as Richie. So if you stop by our community, we don't bite. Just say hi, and you can tag me if you have any questions after this AMA. But of course, we are going to try to answer everything.
Introduction, Ricardo. Just for format, can see a lot of fresh faces here today. We will be going over pre-picked questions from Twitter. Then we will go over live ones. The whole thing should be around 45 to 50 minutes. Today we have to cut a little bit short because the calendar these days is a little bit crazy. Sorry about that. But for those who will be missing, we will be posting a recap, and we will likely do an additional, aside from the voice recap and the YouTube video, probably a text recap as well, so no one will be left out. Well, I'm seeing some people here, so without further ado, let's start with the questions, Ricardo. All right, first one in. What steps has Nimiq taken to make payments with NIM as seamless as possible? And how does the integration with the Bitcoin Lightning Network expand the potential use cases for NIM? How does Nimiq ensure that transactions are secure and reliable? You are muted,
Okay.
Ricardo.
Yeah, I was muted. Yeah, I was checking if you could hear me. Okay, thank you. So what are you mentioned Bitcoin Lightning and Nimiq and payments, and first thing that we need to understand here is Nimiq is focused mainly on payments. There are a lot of general purpose blockchains out there like Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, and you name it, right? There's a lot of them, and we're not trying to compete with them. We can connect to different blockchains through cross-chain transactions. So we are not trying to do smart contracts on Nimiq. We do mainly payments. So think about it like Litecoin, right? In that way, we are focused on payments, try to be more efficient. And Bitcoin Lightning is one integration that we did recently to our payment app. This payment app is called Nimiq Pay. You can actually find it in Android and in iOS. And what we are allowing users to do is that every NIM holder can pay in every Bitcoin Lightning acceptance location. We're talking like it's Bitcoin Lightning. It's one of the most popular blockchain payment networks out there. Nimiq is its own payment network, but we are not trying to reinvent the wheel here. We are trying to make a universal base of payments with our blockchain. So basically, users can go and pay on any Nimiq acceptance location because we actually have a point of sale system type of software. So any shop can start accepting Nimiq very easily with our point of sale system. But also, we are integrating different blockchains like Bitcoin Lightning, you mentioned, right? Every NIM holder can go and pay with NIM to somebody that is accepting NIM, but they can also go and pay with NIM to somebody accepting Bitcoin Lightning. And how this works is like a type of Uniswap, you would think atomic swap, right? Like we have a bill.
Sorry, Ricardo, looks like you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. What about now?
Looks good now.
Okay, thank you. So, long story short, what I was saying is when you download this Nimiq Pay app, and you can pay in every NIM acceptance location, but also you can pay in Bitcoin Lightning acceptance locations. The moment you pay with NIM, there is a swap on the fly that exchanges your NIM to Bitcoin Lightning, and then the merchant, the person that you're paying to, will receive Bitcoin Lightning, but you paid with NIM. And this is completely self-custodial and decentralized. So we are basically adding more payment networks to our own blockchain, so to allow users to pay in as many places as possible. When you look into our website, nimiq.com, you'll see that we have a map, and we aggregate in this map all the places that you can pay with Nimiq. So you can pay with NIM to somebody accepting NIM. You can pay with NIM to somebody accepting Bitcoin Lightning. And in the future, you will be able to pay with NIM in other networks, right? Because there's a bunch of other payment networks out there, and we're trying to integrate with those.
Fascinating, thank you. No, it's always great to see a clear use case, not just general purpose. And speaking of the mechanism behind the total acceptance, we'll have to get back to it after the AMA and chat if we can potentially utilize StealthEX in that overall solution. Anyways, continuing with the questions. The Nimiq nanonode or browser node significantly improves decentralization by enabling direct and uncensorable access to the blockchain. How does this innovation enhance the security and decentralization of the Nimiq network comparing to other alternatives?
Yeah, great question. There's one of the things that made Nimiq stand out when we first launched. We launched in 2017, and so we've been around for a while. And one of the things that people really like when we launched our first MVP and then later our blockchain is that it's censorship resistant by nature. It goes. I would even go as far as saying is by design the most decentralized blockchain out there, because when you use Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other blockchain, you use a wallet. This wallet is connecting to a node. It's a server, so in some server farm. You connect from your phone or from your computer. Like if you use MetaMask, you're using MetaMask to connect to a server that is the one that is actually connecting to the blockchain. You're not connecting directly. You're not a peer, right? So one of the first things that we decided to work into solving is actually that last mile decentralization connection, peer-to-peer issue, right? So when you open the Nimiq wallet, by default, without even having to configure anything or think about any technicalities, you are actually running a node that is connected to the blockchain. If you go to the Nimiq wallet, wallet.nimiq.com, you'll see what I mean. You open the wallet. It is super fast because everything we do is try to be very intuitive and easy to use. So it takes like a couple of minutes to set up a wallet. Totally decentralized, right? You have your 24 words and so on. And when you log into the wallet, you join, you'll see a tab that says network. You go to that tab and you'll see a map of the entire world. You see your browser is there connecting to other browsers, or your device is connecting to other devices directly. It's not using a server as a middleman or as a centralized point, a point of centralization. So that's something very cool that is allowed by what we call browser nodes. It's basically a node that is running inside of your browser. So the wallet.nimiq.com just runs this by default. Go out and try it now.
Awesome. I love to see that ease of sort of just yes, ease of use overall, because I think it's very important, especially for adoption and for bringing in new user base. One sort of thing is easy and intuitive to set up. It's definitely very welcoming, because a lot of stuff in our industry is still very unwelcoming and feels like there is like some barriers to entry into a lot of different projects out there. All right, let's continue with the questions. Nimiq prides itself on ease of use, allowing users to access and manage their accounts directly through a web browser without needing additional software. Can you elaborate on the technical innovations behind the web-native approach and how it impacts user adoption and security?
Yeah, for sure. That's a great question also. Let me know if I break out or something in terms of connection, but I think it should be okay right now. So yes, ease of use. You go and open the wallet, like I mentioned, and you'll be presented with a very easy and it's crisp, clean, and intuitive. We tried for to get crypto to mass adoption, to create something that people are already familiar with, like the type of PayPal or Apple just works type of experience. And one of the things that we actually worked on to add here is gas abstraction for USDC. So in our wallet, our wallet supports Nimiq, of course, right, to pay. Then we also support Bitcoin because we know Bitcoin is king. We are like everybody's aware of this, and a lot of people. This is a great store of value. It's probably one of, or well, not probably, is the most decentralized blockchain out there in terms of hash rate and amount of participants and so on. So it's a great store of value. We also support it in our wallet, completely self-custodial, decentralized. And also while talking with merchants, because we're all about payments, right? And we started researching into the market. It turns out when people use, like some people use the Nimiq token to pay. That's the intention of it, right? But a lot of people like to, when they're new to crypto, they like to use stable coins because they don't have volatility. And people that are new to crypto are more, they're not familiar with the volatility of crypto, and maybe they're running a business and they cannot risk to leave some asset or some, profit on a cryptocurrency, and they want to use a stable coin. So we decided to integrate USDC, and we realized a problem here in terms of ease of use. I don't know if it happened to any of you guys. It probably had. Like it happened to me already once today. You have in MetaMask, you have USDC or USDT, or you give it to a friend, and then they go like, okay, I have USDT now. Now I need to send it. How do you send it? Okay, you need ETH, or if you get USDC on Polygon, you need Matic. And you always need this when you teach somebody about crypto and give them a stablecoin. You need to explain to them, this is running on Ethereum, so you need to use ETH to send your stablecoin, and that makes no sense to people, to people that are not familiar with crypto, right? You have to explain them about Matic and Ethereum enabled for them to just send $100 or 100 USDC. It makes no sense. So basically, we integrated gas abstraction into our wallet. You have USDC. What this means is you have USDC supported by our wallet. When you send the USDC, then there is an automatic process that takes a bit of this USDC and converts it into Matic, completely self-custodial and decentralized, converts it into Matic, pays the gas fee in Matic, and sends you USDC. So you, like a user just receives and sends USDC on Matic or Polygon without having to worry about the underlying gas because we integrated this technology. And it's really, really game changer for users that are getting into crypto, like educating somebody, telling them into crypto, and not having to go to that cumbersome part of explaining, like, there's Ethereum and there's Polygon and all this. And for them, it's just like your regular bank account, but it's crypto. So check it out also in wallet.nimiq.com. You can even, like, if you have some USDC, you can send it and send it back without having Matic. And it feels like magic, but it's real technology.
No, this is great, and it's funny you say that because it actually happened to me quite recently. I was using a different wallet now that I use normally, and I only had some. I think it was USDT there that I had, and I had to send it, and then I'm like, oh, hold on a minute, I don't have any uh, Tron on this wallet. It's like now, like I completely forgot about myself while using a new wallet that doesn't have any Tron balance by default. So I had to go back to my other wallet, send Tron to my this wallet, and then do the whole transfer. So yeah, definitely, especially for the newer users, it can definitely be very overwhelming when you have to factor in all those networks, all the gas fees, and then having all the base assets essentially to be able to do any sort of transaction.
Yeah, now that you mentioned USDT, we've been also considering about it. So maybe in the future you'll be able to use USDT on Nimiq wallet. And dude, I'm not just because I'm from Nimiq. This is an awesome solution. It's just you realize like how cumbersome it is all the time to have like, I need Tron, oh I need Matic, oh I needed ETH, and
Awesome. All right, let's continue with the questions. Given that Nimiq's system is stateless and does not store user data, how does the platform ensure the security and privacy of user transactions and interactions? What measures are taken to protect against potential vulnerabilities and breaches?
Okay, so yeah, of course, we our team is aware of security risks and vulnerabilities because a big portion of our development team are actually experts with a high level, PhD level in cybersecurity. So we take security like uh, with high relevance. We run bug bounty programs. Right now, we're actually running a bug bounty program with HackerOne, which is basically the top bug bounty manager or program platform out there. And we also put like good rewards for all the people sending bug reports. We have a good community of developers also that are helping us test things and basically peer review everything that we get out there. And that's in terms of security. So those are like some things that we do for security, right? Bug bounty programs. We also like peer review things. And with HackerOne, we not only have a bug bounty program right now, but we also paid for commissioned a specific code review, like with their developers. So it's not just like, here's a bug bounty, anyone that finds something. We actually got somebody dedicated or a couple of people dedicated to review our code and our applications and make sure that everything is safe and sound, right? And of course, we do this internally with our team. And you mentioned also privacy of user transactions. Nimiq is not right now is not anonymous, but it is as Bitcoin pseudonymous. So it follows all the basic pillars of blockchain, right? It is neutral, completely censorship resistant because we don't get any personal information from the users. Actually, everything Nimiq does is client side. When we're talking browsers, it's client side. Everything is stored in the user's browser. We don't keep any information, and that's the way that crypto should be, right? And the other thing is that in terms of security, we even went a step ahead and we like found things to increase or improve the user experience while increasing the security for users. So I'll explain with this one. If you go into the Nimiq wallet, like I said before, like wallet.nimiq.com, you open an account there, an address. Your address comes with an image. You've probably seen this also with Ethereum. There was also something like that, like an avatar. We call them identicons. This avatar is a visual representation of your address. I don't know about you guys, but every time that I'm sending crypto, I'm like looking left and right, the beginning, the ending of the address, just to make sure that like if some friend tells me, send me money here, this is my address, I copy and paste it, and I'm like, is this the address? Because this is crypto, right? Things are not, you cannot just call Satoshi or call us and tell us, hey, Nimiq guys, I sent money to the wrong address. Can you send the money back? This is not how crypto works. You really need to check the address. And this is even maybe a pain point for users, a little bit of anxiety, and you need to really check. So I really double check and triple check the beginning and the end. Recently, I even saw that there was a case of like a clipboard hijacking is how they call them, a virus, right? That sits in your computer and is waiting for you to copy an address. And then it had like a list of addresses ready for that the attacker owned. And basically, when the user copy and pasted the address in their wallet, the address was changed slightly, but it had the same beginning, the same end. The guy looked at it and he didn't notice because it was just some characters in the middle were different. But it was changed by a virus to a address that was not owned by the one that was sending the money, but by the attacker, right? And this is a problem, security problem, and a point of frustration or even fear. It intimidates people. Like you tell them, hey, this is the address. Looks super cryptic, right? It's nothing like what a regular user is used to, like your bank account number. Then you see this thing full of like letters and numbers, and you're like, what's that? So what we created we used some different technology and we created a solution called the Identicon is basically when you're sending money, you see this visual representation, and they're very fun to look and easy to describe. So, for example, if I'm telling you, here is my Nimiq address, send me, I don't know, $50 of worth of NIM, or send me 10,000 NIM, and I can describe to you. I am the octopus with the glasses and the wizard hat. And it's like a funny looking octopus with some glasses on and a wizard hat. And then when you copy and paste my address, you'll see that thing that I described. And if you see something different, you'll be like, wait, dude, this is not what you said. There is something wrong here. So it's easier to see an image for a human to see an image that is like, this is not a purple, this is not an octopus, or this is not a flower, or this is not, a guy with a soccer ball. So check it out. Identicons make it very easy to verify if the crypto you're sending is going to the address that is supposed to go without having to worry, look at all the characters and go like spend a lot of minutes looking into that. So that's the reason for that. And that's another thing that we added there for security of users. So check it out. It's in wallet.nimiq.com too.
Very interesting solution. Yeah, and you mentioned that it's intimidating, and it of course is. I think in general, the only reason crypto isn't more popular than it is just because people are so used to not taking the full responsibility of their funds. Because in the past, almost not 5 decades, almost like 100 years, right? We've been trusting the banking system so much, and it's just like for a lot of people, it's very wild to the concept of just taking full responsibility of whatever you own, and and just a wild thought that you can send it somewhere and you will be poof gone to your wrong address. So yeah, identicons is definitely a very interesting solution to that issue, so to speak. Okay, we got some more questions left. As Nimiq aims to become a widely accepted payment method, what steps are being taken to ensure compliance with AML and KYC regulations while maintaining the decentralized and permissionless nature of the network?
Thank you. So I'm going to be quick with these ones, with the next one, because I know that time is running out. Just also wanted to remind you guys, we launched a Galaxy Quest together with StealthEX. It's in the comment sections, but also it's in our Twitter account. So go and check it out. It's the last tweet, basically. We have 200 USDC up for grabs. So go participate, join our community. And also we have every week 100 USDC up for grabs in engagement quests. So in our Discord. So join us, and we have a lot of things going on here. So just need to give that a small advertisement, spot advertisement. So, okay, guys, now going into AML KYC regulations. Well, as I said before, Nimiq blockchain follows the principles of blockchain. So in terms of, KYC and AML, and like the blockchain is neutral. It's completely agnostic to personal information. Where is the user located? Is the user female or male, or what is it their gender? The blockchain doesn't care, doesn't know. And that's the beauty of the blockchain. Now, Nimiq as a project of course, have different limitations or, regulation that it has to adhere. So in terms of anti-AML and KYC, when we need to, for some regulations, run some KYC, we have done it. Like, for example, when we run our crowdfunding campaign back in 2017, we were accepting money to build in a crowdfunding campaign fashion, right? To build the entire ecosystem. We were just starting the project, and we couldn't allow the regular, US citizens or people that are citizens or residents from embargo countries. And, this is common for crypto. When we have giveaways that are done directly from us, also.
Sounds like you're breaking up, Ricardo.
Sorry, let me move again. So yeah, in general, the blockchain itself is completely free, decentralized, and neutral in that regard.
Awesome. No, this makes a lot of sense, but yeah, you still have to be compliant when it comes to a certain type of activities. And sadly, we only see the regulatory framework is being tightened over the past years or past months even. So yeah, it's definitely important to find the balance between the agnostic approach of blockchain and free markets and sort of a regulatory framework around the projects all around. All right, more questions to come. How does token governance model work, and how do Nimiq token holders participate in decision-making process to shape the future of the project?
We are looking into governance models. It's interesting a step also for Nimiq to start opening more decision making to the community. What we have currently is a governance model where every token holder, every NIM is a vote, let's say. So we have done some decisions in that way. We have a voting app that the community have used. We have a community funding board that is made from people, community members that are elected democratically by the community. We've used it in the past, and we are reactivating it again because we are now close to launching our migration to proof of stake. So we have a lot of activity from devs again. But point here is, yeah, we have a voting procedure to select community representatives that actually are the ones that decide where to give grants. Then we also made decisions with this voting app, important decisions. For example, the supply curve, like the inflation of the Nimiq blockchain, it was decided by the community using voting. This happened recently, actually, like I want to say 3-4 months ago, because the community at some point said, we have too high inflation, we should change the supply curve. So we had some analysis we discussed with the community, and we set it up for voting. Anybody that has one NIM, that's one NIM is one vote. They sign a transaction with their choice of voting, right? Are you voting for A, B, or C, or what is your selection here? And then your vote is weighted based on the amount of NIM that you have. This is what we're working on currently. But we are also looking into different models because crypto has advanced a lot in there, and they're very interesting new governance models. So I'm personally researching into that. If you have any ideas or any topics or that you want to share about governance, please share it with me. I'm doing a research about that. And if you want to check also in our blog post in our in nimiq.com/blog, you'll see our recent blog post regarding to voting process, the results, and all that. The results I think can be found also in nimiq.com/vote. That's the Nimiq application, voting application. So yeah, that's what we are doing for governance right now.
Great, awesome. Awesome to hear that you guys aren't just set on one model and sitting there, but always looking to sort of, adaptability within the current, just the general industry flow, right? Because you're not just set in stone model and just looking to grow and improve, so to speak.
Yeah,
Right.
totally. Like currently, we have this governance model because we are a payment network, and we decided to have this very basic voting procedure type of model. But as you say, we are exploring what's next, and very excited about it.
Great, great. Well, we have a couple more questions left. Nimiq's primary use case is to provide fast, easy, and cheap peer-to-peer crypto payments with the ultimate goal of making NIM the most widely accepted and used payment cryptocurrency globally. How does Nimiq plan to achieve this ambitious goal, and what specific features or strategies distinguish it from other cryptocurrencies aiming for similar adoption?
Yeah. So one thing, if you're a Nimiq community member, you probably know about this. We have been working on a proof of stake algorithm. Is our own technology. It's not like copy paste type of token. We launched our own proof of work blockchain back in 2018, and since then we started looking into the progress, the advancements in proof of stake technology, and we especially think this is important for payments, and it's going to be great for Nimiq because with our proof of stake algorithm, we are going to decrease the confirmation time of our transactions from what currently is 1 minute to 1 second. And this is monumental for physical store payments. Like I pay a lot with NIM, and sometimes I have to wait like 30 seconds, and that's okay, right? Like with blockchain, with Bitcoin, you have to wait for sometimes 10 minutes. Of course, with Bitcoin lightning, then it's instant. And we need also in the Nimiq network something that is instant, and that's going to be proof of stake. It's going to go then down to 1 second, so that feels instant, right? And then also another important, very important thing is the energy consumption. We are, mindful about the energy consumption. There's a lot of value into having security, like proof of work type of blockchains that are secured by work and energy usage. But in our case, we started looking to proof of stake because also there's a reduction of energy consumption there. So the next thing coming from Nimiq and what we're aiming towards and what our community is really excited about now is our migration to proof of stake that is planned to happen this year. Later this year, we already are in the process of this is like not a couple of months, right? We are in the process of migrating. Right now, we did something called the zero knowledge proof ceremony. It just ended. It took like some months. It's like very technical, so I'm not going to go into details there. There's more information about that in our blog posts, nimiq.com/blog. We also are now looking into releasing a release candidate because we've been running a bug bounty program, finding bugs, hardening the entire consensus algorithm and everything related to the new proof of stake consensus algorithm. But yeah, that's the main thing that we're looking into right now. There's going to be also a nice reward involved there because I think it's going to be above 15% yield in the staking rewards. So that's also great for everybody out there that is staking. You might want to keep an eye on Nimiq and get some NIM now to be able to stake when we launch proof of stake. So take a look. We are going to be sharing more information soon, but join our community and keep your eyes open because we're getting closer.
Awesome, awesome. That's definitely a very major step and definitely brings a lot on the table. Definitely excited to see uh, how it will shape the future of the network itself. Okay, continuing with the questions. Given Nimiq's emphasis on being web native and developer friendly, what initiatives are in place to attract and support developers in building applications on the Nimiq blockchain?
Thanks. So I quickly mentioned before about this funding board. We basically give grants to developers for them to develop projects based on NIM. So we are giving grants for building on NIM with Nimiq. And so to make it decentralized, we are not the ones that decide 100% who gets the money, right? We allowed or we enabled the community to select representatives using the voting app that I mentioned. And then there is a group of community representatives that decide who gets grants, right? We are also running Twitter spaces with our developers to have like developer type of chats, right? Where people can contribute, learn about what type of projects are out there. Maybe people start collaborating together, and maybe there's some community members that have questions about the project that are going out there. You can actually find, I think like couple of weeks ago, we had a Twitter space also with our developers, and we're going to have another one probably next week. So keep your eyes open to our Twitter, and you can join the next one. And that's what we are trying to do to foster more developers joining. And we're also actively looking for people to help us work in the DevRel position because now we want to really start putting more effort into getting a lot of Nimiq apps out there. Now that we're launching proof of stake or we're migrating to it. Now is the perfect time for people to start building on Nimiq.
Great, awesome. Well, without further ado, let's finish off the questions so we can take some live ones. Non-crypto users are very important for mainstream adoption. How are you planning to attract non-crypto users to NIM project? Is there any upcoming partnerships that will bring non-crypto users and real use cases?
We're looking into connecting other payment networks. There's a couple of big payment networks in Europe that we are working with. If you're in our community, you probably already know what I'm talking about. I cannot share a lot of names, but we've been looking into adding 120,000 accepted locations, and that is going to help it bring it really mainstream, right? That's what we're trying to achieve here, to have a blockchain for payments that allows you to pay in as many places as possible. That's a major pain point for users when you need to pay, when you're a crypto user, like you want to pay, it gets back to, okay, I'm going to use crypto.com card or something like that. That is actually not crypto, right? It's like a centralized exchange that converts your money and then you use a card to pay with that fiat. But we are trying to create a similar ecosystem to mainstream adoption, to users that are not familiar with crypto and that feels for them like this is your regular bank account and your regular card to pay. And in that regard, also we are planning a crypto payment card that is fully crypto. So it's not like a fiat-based payment card. It's a crypto card based on a smart contract. So more on that later, but those are some efforts that I can mention that we have in coming forward regarding mainstream adoption and partnerships.
Fascinating. Yeah, funny you mentioned the different centralized exchanges cards because a lot of people think like, wow, this is so cool. I'm using crypto, but reality, you don't. Yeah, crypto on centralized exchanges is not even really crypto anyway. So
Exactly.
anyway,
Yeah.
eh,
Yeah, it would be
yeah,
great to maybe analyze with StealthEX for this type of solutions. I've always thought of like when users top up, it's great to have an aggregator like StealthEX that help users just get any crypto out there into NIM. So we'll be talking more about that later.
yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. That sounds like a potentially a very solid collaboration. Anyways, last question left, and we have even some time left for one or two live ones. What updates and developments can the Nimiq community look forward to in the coming months following migration to the proof of stake? And how will these changes further enhance the user experience and network security?
Yep, I'll go back here to proof of stake. The user experience is enhanced because you are going to be paying with 1 second instant um, type of transactions. Also, you're going to be able to stake and earn rewards from that stake. And that's also sweet for users because we realized that a lot of people, when they get crypto at the beginning, they feel like this is a type of investment, right? And they're very attached to it and they are like looking at the price go up and down and up. And they're like, okay, I don't want to spend this crypto. But then when you stake and you get rewards, you feel a little bit more keen to spend your rewards into buying something. And that's what we want people to go out and buy things with crypto, right? So proof of stake for sure. Staking, 1 second transactions, increase performance for the blockchain. That's going to be great as well. And also for the entire transition to proof of stake, there is a phase that we're going to be doing that is similar to what Ethereum did in the past, basically like pre-staking. So we're going to have a pre-staking phase that we are going to be incentivizing with some prices. So keep your eyes open because this is the perfect time to get into NIM. You can get some NIM, then participate in pre-stakings and participate in our different activities that we have related to that. And that's coming in the coming months. So keep your eyes open, join our community, and let me know if you have any more questions. Thank you guys for having me.
Awesome. Well, we aren't done yet. We still have some more minutes, so let's take some live questions. I'm seeing a lot of hands here. But yeah, thank you
Mm-hmm.
for coming anyways. That was a very
Yeah, yeah.
great and informative. I mean, let's pick someone who has been here since the beginning. I think this guy, Bull Run, inviting Bull Run as a speaker. Yes, you can speak
Yes.
now.
Hey,
All
hi.
right.
Thank you for
Thank you
joining.
very much for. All right. Thank you very much for inviting me up to ask my question. My question for Nimiq is that what specific features or improvement can users expect from the UTXO3 and how might it impact transaction efficiency and scalability?
Yeah, it's a great question. So right now, if we go technical, Nimiq is, well, you know, U2XO is the type of data set that works with Bitcoin, right? Then with Ethereum is called a Merkle tree. For Nimiq, we are actually combining both of them, and we are planning that for an upgrade that will likely happen after proof of stake migration. We're calling it the UTXO tree. So combining ideas from Bitcoin and combining ideas from Ethereum is going to allow, for example, this allows for wallets to retrieve information like your balance faster. And so if you don't have a lot of connectivity, right, and a lot of bandwidth, just you can connect, see how much money you have with just downloading like literally kilobytes of information. So that's helps a lot because that's something that you can do with Merkle trees. And also it would open the possibility to private transactions. And it's something that we are analyzing, but we're not yet sure if we want to follow that path because as we were discussing before with KYC and AML, there's also some concern from regulations about completely private transactions. Something interesting that we've discussed here is actually not going all the way private transactions, like the sender is private and the recipient is also private. We've thought about doing something more similar to real world, like when I go and I pay somewhere with cash, um, I am the payer and I am anonymous to the recipient I just paid, but the recipient is public. So having one-way private transactions could actually allow people to pay privately without running into regulatory problems. But this is only an idea that we are exploring and would be possible by the UTXO3. So maybe that answers your question. Very insightful. Thank you.
Wow, amazing. Thank you very much. Thanks for the well-detailed answer. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Okay, let's take one more and wrap it up. Let's pick someone who has been here. This guy has been here since the beginning. Hey.
Hey, I know this guy.
Hey, yeah, Richie. Yeah, I wanted to come on here and say, last year at Consensus, I had dinner with Richie and um, uh, Martin. Was it?
Yes, Martin. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Martin and Richie, and they're super genuine. They're the same as they are on camera as they are in real life. And I just wanted to also ask. Is there a possibility, instead of implementing private transactions into Nimiq, to do some sort of HTLC swaps with Monero and adding Monero into the Nimiq wallet?
That's a very interesting idea. I'm going to share with the tech team. Yeah, we're looking into this type of solutions. I think that would be possible, like feasible, right? So I'm going to relay this idea to the core team. Thanks a lot. That I really like it.
Oh, thank you, Richie. It's great.
Yeah.
This is a great stream, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Richie, looks like we've done it. It was a pleasure having you on today. Sorry we have to cut a little bit short, but it only makes for easier listening for the recap for the people who have missed it. It was a pleasure having you on today. And for the listeners, keep an eye out for the winners. We are giving out some sweet NIM after the AMA. So yeah, let's give a man a round of applause here. Well deserved.
Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot for having me. Really like this chat. It was a very good set of questions. I just want to end by reminding everybody we have a Galaxy Quest out. Go and check our Twitter account. You can also participate there, not only in the NIM that we're giving away in this AMA, but also in the Galaxy Quest that lasts for 1 week. So don't leave it for later. Go join the Galaxy Quest, and you'll be participating to win a share of 200 USDT.
Perfect. Actually, we still have the StealthEX and NIM Galaxy running as well, so you can still hop on that. It's not too late yet. So go ahead and do that. All right. Well, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. Thank you, Richie, for the insightful conversation. And we'll stay in touch and see what we can potentially do together with Nimiq and StealthEX.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you, guys. Thanks everybody
Bye
for
bye.
joining. Bye bye.